When I first saw this fighter's name listed, I thought it was Psych, but nope, that psyched me out. It's Pych. Cory Pych getting checked out right now with a record of 2-2 as we go back to 145 pounds right now. Pych at 6 foot even actually has a 5-inch advantage on his opponent Rocco Scanlon, and we will see that as we take a look at Rocco right now.
Next up, his opponent, Rocco Scanlon.
The bearded Rocco Scanlon getting checked out now. His nickname is Hard Way, and so far he has taken the hard way in his amateur career. 3 up, 5 down for Scanlon, looking to get back on the winning track here against Cory Pych. Pych, by the way, took this match on the 16th of January, so kind of a late little addition for Pych to come on in and grapple with Scanlon, who is now up in the cage again. Hardway Scanlon ready to go, and so is Chris Garrity. Let's go up to him.
3 rounds in our amateur 145-pound featherweight division. Introducing first this man, fighting out of the TNT red corner. He stands in at 6 feet tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. He represents the Midwest training system, and he hails from Bartlett, Illinois. His record, 2 victories, 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, Cory Pych. His opponent, this man, fighting out of the Kearns blue corner. In 8 amateur bouts, he has 3 victories, and he hails from right here in Madison, Wisconsin. He stands in at 5 foot 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 145 pounds, and he represents the Chosen Few Gym. Ladies and gentlemen, Rocco Hardway Bucillo Scanlon.
Scanlon definitely the hometown favorite here tonight. I tell you what, if these guys don't want to fight, they can almost pose down. I mean, it's 6-pack versus 6-pack here tonight in this fight between Pych and Hardway Scanlon. Here we go as we are already into our 3rd bout of the evening, the first 2 finishing in first round arm bars. So we're moving along quickly here tonight at Monona Terrace. Crowd livened up a little bit on that one, as Chris, for once tonight, we finally got to hear the crowd a little bit as they seem to like Scanlon.
Yeah, this was the first Chosen Few guy they finally went nuts for, so maybe he'll be the first one to win here, so we'll see.
That would be nice. As Scanlon now squaring off center of the cage against Pych. Pych again with a record of 2-2. Scanlon coming in at 3-5. Good kick, and then going for a takedown is Pych, but not able to get Scanlon down on the mat.
Kind of looked like a slip to me, because it was a nice crisp kick he threw, and then it seemed like his left leg just kind of slipped out from under him.
Yeah, so far what we've seen out of Pych is he's been they've both been moving around, you know, trying to feel out the other's distance, but Pych has been landing shots here and there. I think on that kick, like Chris said, he just landed wrong, didn't quite get his toes on the ground, and just rolled his ankle a little maybe. Doesn't seem to be affecting him, but little slip up, tried to turn it into something positive, but there again, he keeps scoring with those leg kicks. He flashed a jab out there pretty nice a couple times, really making the most of his reach. So right now, Hardway's got to get inside if he wants to use his hands or really do anything. He's got
with the low left hand that Scanlon's showing right now, and as crisp as that right leg seemed of Pych, I would have liked to see him set up more of the high kick, but it's obviously on his back now, so that's not going to happen.
Scanlon catching the leg of Pych and turning it into a takedown. Our first here of the fight as Scanlon moves in on top against Scanlon. Maybe this is where you would want to be if you are him, giving up 5 inches. And now we actually see blood everywhere on the shoulder of Pych, but it's actually coming off of Scanlon.
That looks pretty tight, Gerald. If he can pull that ankle down. Oh, well, he's got the arm almost. Nope. He kind of putting himself back in it there.
If he gets the head, he might get him back down, but he's already cut open. Oh, and he gets out of it. Good for Scanlon. Got back to the center, you know, squared up with his opponent, got his posture back. But now he's still leaving that right arm down on the mat. I don't like that.
And where is the cut coming from? I can't tell where the cut is, but there's blood everywhere.
I think it's on the top of the forehead, if I'm not mistaken. That's where at least I could see the darkest part of it now.
Okay.
My view's a bit obstructed, but I think that's where it's coming from.
Scanlon landing a good right there. Again, good work though by Pych on his back, and both guys are back up, and maybe now we can get a better view of what actually happened to Scanlon, as again, his face covered in blood, and a lot of that blood ended up on Pych.
I'll tell you what though, if you're on top of a guy with slick submissions, bleeding on him is not the worst thing to do. It makes it really slick, makes it hard for him to slip anything, or makes it easier for him to try and slip it on, but it makes it much easier for you then to slip out of it.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1. A bloody battle so far between Scanlon and Pych, and it's the first fight of the night that'll make it to round number 2. We'll have that when we return on Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 18 and TVW. Take a look at replay here as we're checking out round number 1, and maybe the moment here where Scanlon got bloodied, we think it's the nose, and I'm not sure if maybe he caught the heel there of Pych or what got him, but that's where the blood seemed to start.
And whatever it is, it looks like it stopped bleeding because they haven't even really wiped up much blood. Damian went nowhere near his forehead. He wiped under his nose for 2 seconds, and it doesn't look like any more blood's coming out.
Huh.
So.
Sometimes stuff like that, I mean, could it be scar tissue that's reopened or something like
then
that?
It
or
doesn't stop
doesn't
bleeding
stop,
at that point,
yeah.
so I don't know.
Kind of interesting. It happened kind of quick, and it ended kind of quick, and Scanlon seems to be none the worse for wear as he's ready to go here for round number 2. Scanlon again giving up about 5 inches in height, but Pych isn't going to do that or use it to his advantage for striking. He's going back down to the mat.
And if you're an amateur fighter watching what happened on that takedown, really go back, rewind, and pay attention to it. As Scanlon was throwing both of those punches, he basically sat back on his heels, flattened his body so it was almost parallel to his opponent, and it made it so much easier for him to be taken down. He had 0 base to sprawl on that takedown. It's just not the way you strike in MMA.
Yep, now we see Pych getting him up against the cage here. He's trying to put his head against the cage to get a little more pressure and make it so that he can't use the cage to his advantage. And I'm assuming his corner was telling him to get a takedown himself and get some top time to make sure the judges don't give away that other round, since he did spend a little bit of time on the ground.
You go back to Scanlon's takedown defense, and one of the things I think that we really notice when it kind of separates the pros from the amateurs is defense. I mean, and defense getting better is really important in this sport, being able to weather some of the damage and not take as much. And Scanlon right now in all kinds of trouble here as it is Pych on top here in round number 2.
And really all it is amateurs tend to get a bit careless. You know, they're heavy-handed in the gym, and they want to throw and knock somebody out, make a good showing for the crowd, and what you do is you forget about your body position. You forget about your opponent. If you don't hit him, he's full force coming at you with something else, whether it's a counter, whether it's a takedown. And, you know, it's like you said, Rich, it's something you learn with experience.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. We were talking about a little bit about Conor McGregor off of the air here, but one of the things when he fought in boxing, and you saw him fight against Mayweather, the way that he would fight, he was often set up differently in how a boxer would punch and finish because he's not worried about getting taken down. McGregor, the way that he would finish and set up was completely different because he's been trained over the years. Hey, I got to be cognizant of that. I got to be aware.
Gerald, in your training in the gym, I know you have Coach Cush as one of your striking coaches. Go over a little bit about the big differences when you're doing like straight Muay Thai training or boxing as compared to both of those disciplines for MMA. How does the footwork differ quite a bit in between the two when you're putting it all together for a mixed martial arts fight?
So obviously, if you're talking about striking arts, Muay Thai is probably the closest to mixed martial arts because you can use all your weapons. However, like saying Muay Thai, you get to stand a little more upright. You're more worried about kicks. You can get a lot closer and get in clinch scenarios, but no one's going to shoot doubles. Whereas in boxing, you get to bob and weave a little bit more because no one's going to kick you in the head. So, and I think that those are, footwork. You're always getting angles in any martial art, but there again, the upper body posture is a lot different.
Good round there for Cory Pych here in round number 2. We are going the distance. Round number 3 coming up next. Pych Scanlon on TVW. So take a look, that is, at the action from round number 2, Pych and Scanlon, as we were looking for that takedown, and here it is as he shot right in, and basically that's where the rest of the round went.
Right, and actually, luckily for Scanlon in that instance, he didn't get punched because his head was straight up in the air while he was swinging. Bad takedown defense also equates to bad striking defense.
Absolutely, as we go to round number 3 right now. By the way, we were looking at some of the past glorious, if you will, chosen few fighters who were in the corner of Rocco Scanlon. One of them, Alex Gilpin. Not sure if you caught the trilogy on ESPN with Gilpin against Lance Palmer. Holy cow, Lance Palmer's pretty good.
Well, Lance didn't have to change his game 1 iota was the unfortunate part for our guy. He just happened to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's what won him all 3 fights.
Tough fighter there, as Palmer the champion 2 years in a row in the PFL, as we are in round number 3 here of this one, and Pych right back on top as we saw a lot of this in round number 2.
And Pych had a nice right hand, led right into that takedown. He keeps hitting that kind of a double, kind of steps around the back, almost like a jiu-jitsu takedown, laces up Hardway real well. And now again, here we are back towards the cage, trying to fight off him getting the angles with his feet on the cage and just making sure he smothers them and tries to work for strikes.
This is where Pych needs to work. Like you said, strikes are important, especially if you've had a guy bleeding in that first round. That's really where your target should be.
Right, and again, working for strikes, not having your forearms and hands on the mat, as we see right here. He has a lot of control, but you need space and separation to have any chance of striking your opponent. These little shots aren't going to do much, so you want to start framing on biceps, get your hands on the inside on the rib cage, push off the hips, really get some height with your head so you can land some devastating strikes.
Hardway, true to his nickname, taking the hard way in this fight, as he has been on his back quite a bit. He has been bloodied up as well, and trying now to do anything to turn the tide here against Pych. Pych, though, continues to stay on top.
You know, I'd almost like to see a butterfly here from the bottom, something to kick off. I mean, I know Pych is on top, but like Gerald said, he's kind of just leaning over, arms on the ground, really not keeping too much control, because what you see with Scanlon is he's able to pretty much shift around as much as he wants on his back here. But yet I haven't seen him try and stand up yet.
Right, I think that's more to Pych's credit for his upper body pressure. Again, not a lot of strikes going on, but he is doing a very good job of keeping Scanlon's shoulders to the mat. However, to your point, Scanlon gets those legs inside a butterfly or something, maybe push off the hips, you can get his weight far enough away that you can posture up and work to get up, or possibly even set up a submission.
Final 30 seconds here now. Scanlon trying to score. He did land a couple of shots, but Pych was able to answer back. And right now, Pych taking a look at the screen and taking a look at the clock and seeing how much he needs to go ahead and draw this fight out right now. Final 10.
Yeah, barring something dramatic happening off bottom, Pych has probably got this fight 2 rounds to 1.
It does seem like that, as Pych now trying to put the finishing touches on it. It will go the distance and go to the scorecards. We will hear from our judges and Chris Garrity next on TVW. Third round action right now as we take a look at Scanlon and Pych. And once again, early on in the round, it was Pych with the takedown as he dropped over with that leg and tripped up Scanlon right onto his back. And basically, that's where we were for the rest of the round, Gerald.
Right, he was searching for that body lock, couldn't get behind him. Scanlon was running to the cage, so instead of circling behind for a mat return, laced that leg and just let his weight sag on him and took him down. And that was the story of rounds 2 and 3.
Absolutely, as both guys cleaned up from the early blood as well, as we don't see any remnants of that at all. So as quickly as that blood was everywhere, it was gone and stopped by the time we started round number 2. So kind of an interesting, I guess, development. I've never seen a cut stop that quickly, or whoever the cut man was or whatever they did to him. Fantastic job, you got to say, because that seemed pretty bloody and it was gone.
Yeah, right. Sometimes just hit that right spot in the nose. You'll get a little bit, a little bit of a leaky nose for a second, and then closes up. Probably stuff some Vaseline in there.
So Chris Garrity has the official word right now and is set to saunter back up the steps, as that looks like hard work with that walking boot on for Mr. Garrity here tonight, but he is ready to go and he has the official decision. Let's go up to the cage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of featherweight action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Both Judge Winter and Sabeda score the bout 30-27, while Judge Struck has it 30-26, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and fighting out of the red corner, Cory Pych.
Unanimous decision victory for Cory Pych. In fact, he got a 10-8 round in there as well. So Pych takes the fight, and we will take a look at Kai Kelscher and Malik Smith making his debut. That fight is next here on TVW.